What is your perspective on, we know how important data is, right? And like you really got to know kind of what ads are performing the best, which ones are giving you the most bang for your buck, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
How often should people be looking at like that data?
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
A couple times a day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like data, I mean, it's kind of great, bad and good. So data really proves value for the work that we do.
Yep.
And so for me, I lean into it so much because you can't doubt the data. You might have doubted my idea. You might have doubted our creative, but you can never doubt the data from that. And so I check regularly. And also why I'm checking the data is because I need to pivot immediately. I think big brands, small brands, the opportunity to pivot so that you are maximizing every piece of real estate you have in the digital space is so important. And so the data today showed me that yesterday's post is the type of post I need to reiterate for Thursday. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to edit that post from today that's not doing as well as yesterday's post at this time of the day. And I think that's just a way to make sure that you're not wasting time, that your ROI on everything is as high as it can be. So data is king.
Yeah, it's king. And it also helps you build trust with the customers too, and your clients, right? We've had a situation where we've run a campaign for a couple of days and we stood it up and it was going for maybe like 3 days out of the first week. And, we look at the numbers and we notice that one of the iterations of like the creative or the combinations is performing so much better than the other one. So it's like, yo, client, we need to reallocate more of your budget to this one that's crushing it right now. And let's not waste any time, money into this other thing that's not getting us to reaching the results that we want. And I think clients really appreciate that because a lot of the stuff is foreign to them.
Yeah.
But you do have clients who are savvy, but having an ability to be that responsive in the moment and being able to measure things in real time and knowing how to adjust and pivot is really at the core of how we just approach running campaigns, running marketing efforts, whatever it may be. Is like we're constantly monitoring and taking a look at what is going to give you the best result for what you're spending. Yeah,
and that data is your strategy too.
It is.
Right? So if you're looking at a campaign or an ad that's performing very well, that ad can be used in so many different ways.
So many ways.
It's a call to action that add my next email marketing campaign line, right? That's my subject line because it's probably going to have a higher open rate. If that creative is doing really well, I need to put that in my Google ad system and see how that maneuvers in that space. And so that data helps you strategize over all of your campaigns and have that ad show up through your different verticals of your marketing efforts.
Yeah, and another thing I'll kind of the last thing, because we're getting close to time, and we've talked about this a little bit before, is helping clients build that trust with their communities. So as you and I know, marketing no longer is a linear path as far as like when you're selling a product or a service. Now when people see an ad, it's like you got to touch them 7 times before they even decide to really like take a next step with you. And so one of the things that we really, really encourage and that we help clients stand up is make sure all the other things around your marketing and your brand and your funnel, whatever that looks like, make sure those things are buttoned up. Make sure you got reviews, make sure you got client testimonials, make sure that you have kind of your email system set up and done the right way. Make sure that, you got a lot of content that you're pushing out, because once you start to run ads, then that's also going to help drive your cost per acquisition down because you're building that trust and you're verified and people see an ad and then they go out and check you everywhere else and you're showing up. The likelihood of them converting a lot quicker goes up as opposed to you just running an ad and now it's more of a transactional relationship and then they don't see you showing up anywhere else. And then it's like, these ads suck. They don't work for us.
Yeah. And I love what you're saying about it being nonlinear, because the assumption with an ad or the assumption with focusing on one aspect of the marketing process is that is what your audience wants. And there are audience members who just want your ads, right? But there are other audience members who consume content in different ways. Like I am a thought leadership consumer at this point in my life. And so, I saw your ad. Cool. But now I have some questions. Like, why is this product one of the best? Where is this like long form content that the founder, created that shows me their level of expertise? Do you have op-eds that you're self-publishing? Are they on your website? Are they on Medium? Are they on LinkedIn? And so I'm a certain kind of consumer. There's a lot like me. Somebody might just be moved by ads. I need a little bit more. Some people don't focus as much on their captions and the opportunity there. I'm also a caption person at this point in my life. The vanity of the ads, everybody can do that. Everybody's shit looks good. But like there's value in this caption. Like, okay, where's the expertise here? And so I think showing up in those different ways and having your brand be like full in that way meets a different type of consumer at every step.